So Phoebe, have you ever kept a journal before?
When I was in 3rd grade.
3rd grade? Yeah. And what grade are you in now?
Well, I'm a 2nd year in college.
So do you want, though, to start journaling again?
I feel like, for the sake of the video,
yeah! So today's Tuesday is my absolute favorite topic, and that is the power of journaling, why you need to start in 2021, make this your year of starting a journal. There are 5 journals we're gonna talk about, and it's gonna be kind of like a plan with me video. I mapped my 2021 journals out right before this, so I'm gonna put those clips into this so you can kind of see exactly what I'm using for 2021. So, first journal is, in fact, a daily diary. This will literally take you 3 minutes every single day at the end of the day. Before we start, coffee, of course. So the first journal is a daily diary. Every single day, you will literally just write 1 page of what happened. These 3 journals shown here are the 3 that I have totally basically filled up in 2020. And I think that having a daily diary is so important just because when you look back on the past, it all feels like a blur. However, these daily journals can just remind you of what you did every single day, and you almost have a whole timeline of how you came to be and like how you evolved and how you grew over time. It's crazy to look back on them too and just see how you can change in 1 year. And this is the journal I will be using for 2021. I love the moons on the cover, and the pages are a little bit bigger than my other journals, but I can use half of 1 page per every single day. So next up we have the bullet journal planner. So this is my bullet journal planner for 2020, and the brown leather one is the one I will be using for 2021. So how I do it is every single week I create a brand new spread like the one I'm creating here, and I write out every single thing that I am doing for that week. I plan out all of my time so that I'm actually really intentional with it, and I'm not just letting the days pass me by. I guess I'm just never happy with the ones in the store. Another really neat thing to add to your bullet journal is to create a year in pixels. I did this for 2020 and it's so cool to see. So this is the year in pixels that I'm creating for 2020. So every single day is represented by a box on this bullet spread. There is a certain color designed to each box, and each color represents a certain emotion, like yellow representing a normal day, red representing an angry day, pink representing an amazing day, and you fill it in and you can look back and see how your year was. And this is mine for 2020, and comparing it to 2021, it's totally blank. It just shows that life comes in ebbs and flows, and you have to experience all the different emotions. You've got to have the happy days in order to have the sad days, and it can teach you to get right back on a happy day bandwagon. So next up we have a 5-year lesson journal. Literally will take you 1 minute. So I started this on my birthday, June 19th. Every single day you would write the date at the very top of the page, and you write 1 thing you learned that day. So I wrote in this journal, I'll write 1 thing I learned every day in my 21st year, then I'll go back and add to it for, the next 4 years. So here's how it's set up. This is a bookmark that I love, but basically, I write the date at the very top, I write about 1 sentence, which is like 4 lines, and then I can go back, and every single year I can write something that I learned, and it'll be neat to look back and see, how I evolved over the past 4 years, and like the little things that I've learned, and things that I might understand now that I used to not understand or have answers to. So really recommend this for 2021. So the next journal is a gratitude journal. Literally will take you 1 minute, that's it. So this was my gratitude journal for 2020. Every single day I wrote 5 things, that's it, 5 things that I was grateful for during the day. And we really need to have gratitude in our life to appreciate what we have if we want to continue to reach our goals. So this is the one I'm going to be using for 2021. I got it for Christmas, and it has a lot of cute, inspirational quotes throughout it about gratitude. So I'm hoping that it will give me some reminders throughout the year about not just writing the 5 things, but also some quotes. I think that this is important because it's easy to get caught up in all the negative things that happen during the day, and then this can overshadow all the positive things that can happen. So a gratitude journal can really help you shift to be a glass half full mindset rather than a glass half empty mindset when you're forgetting about all the positive little things that happen due to one negative thing that ruined your day. Now, the last one I want to talk about is a habit tracker. So for habit tracking, this is the one I'm making right here. Every single day you would cross off a habit if you completed it. It's almost like a Snapchat streak. You don't want to break the habits over a period of time. And I've always tried to do these in a journal, but I always ended up totally forgetting about them because they weren't like right in front of me. I had to physically open the book, and that took one extra step that I never did. So I put it now on the wall where I'm reminded of all of these habits every single day, and I remember I want to do them every day. So if you're still struggling like with the fear of, maybe I'm not gonna be consistent with this, like I'm afraid I'm gonna, fall off with this, well, let me just tell you, this will take you like 10 minutes. The daily diary, 3 minutes, okay? And then the year in pixels will take like 30 seconds probably. The lesson every day probably takes 30 seconds. The gratitude journal takes like a minute, okay? What are we at? Like 5, 6, I don't even know, I can't count. 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. Like, oh wow, you don't have 6 minutes to write in a journal like before you go to bed. Like usually the last thing people are doing before they go to bed, they're on their phones. So now you can, instead of being on your phone, pick up your journal like right before you go to bed. This has become such like an ingrained habit in me that like every single day I do this. I cannot go to bed until I do this. I've been doing it like for the past literally like 10 years, like, which is crazy, since middle school. So you can make this a habit of 2021. It's totally possible. And like, wouldn't you want to reflect back on your life? Like when you're like older, when you're like 10 years older, aren't you gonna want to see how you've transformed in the person you are then? And like, don't you want to be intentional with your life? And I think doing a journal is the best way to do so. So stop making excuses. Stop saying like, oh, I can't do that, I failed in the past. Like, the past is over. Like, start now, start today. You have a whole year, ahead of you. So just start and see where it goes. Give it a try. You could also use an electronic journal if you're not someone who likes pen and paper. There's so many different websites that have like free online journals. Like, use one of those. Like, use your notes on your iPhone. Like, you could literally do anything. Make it as easy as you can. And if you do miss a day, like, that's okay. Like, don't let that be the reason you don't keep going, because that happened to me, I think like mid-September. And, I took off like half the month with journaling, and then I was like, oh shoot, like I should just pick it back up. Why let the rest of the year go by without doing it? And since then, I've done it every single day over the course of this entire year. So it's totally doable. You can do it. I wish you all success in your journaling adventures, and get excited to just see your journal at the end of the year in December 2021 to see what happened this year. Like, I love a brand new year. Like, I just feel like it's a start of something like so exciting, even though the world is still not where it used to be. I just, I pray we're on the right track, and I think it's still exciting what's gonna happen this year. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you on Saturday.